If you've been meditating regularly and you feel calm and peaceful during the meditation, but you're still worrying, overthinking, and reacting to people or situations during your day, you don't need to meditate more often, or you don't need to sit longer in a meditation. What you need is you need to stop reinforcing the mind during your meditation practice. Your mind doesn't change just because your body doesn't move. The mind, the ego, doesn't quiet down just because you sit in a lotus position with a closed eyes like Buddha. The mind quiets down naturally on its own when you stop reinforcing it. You know that you cannot control your mind. You cannot want to quiet the mind. There is nothing you can do to quiet the mind. The mind needs to quiet down or dissolve naturally. And it will when you stop reinforcing it during your meditation practice. Imagine you are sitting at the lake shore and you want to enjoy a peaceful, calm, serene lake surface. So you see clearly, so you see the reflection of the trees and the skies and the birds in the lake, in the water. But what you're doing, every now and then you throw a stone into the water, one after another after another. Well, you see nothing and the water is not calm. But when you stop throwing the stones into the water, there is nothing you need to do. The water, the surface, the lake just becomes like a mirror. It's smooth, it's clear, it's unmoved, unmoving. This is exactly how the mind or the ego works. When you stop reinforcing the mind during your meditation practice with the right meditation, then instead of meditating for 10, 15, or 20 years or lifetime, the mind quiets down within a few weeks. For 10 years, I was meditating. And while I was feeling calm and peaceful during the meditation, I was reacting during my day. People triggered me, situations triggered me. I was worrying, I was overthinking, I had constant flow of thoughts. And I thought that I need to meditate more or change the meditation because I'm doing something wrong, it's not working, or it's just working this much, but I'm not getting the peace and serenity during the day that spiritual gurus and everyone was talking about. So I used different meditations and I listened to a different meditation and I used guided meditations, higher self meditations, inner child healing meditations, clearing chakra meditations, connecting with my higher self meditations, calming meditations, quiet my mind meditations, all sorts of. I had like a playlist on my phone, and nothing helped. And then what I did, I replaced all those meditations with sitting as awareness. And that changed everything for me because I realized that when I am sitting as awareness, I am not reinforcing the mind. when I was doing all those meditations, I was reinforcing the mind. And when I stopped, within few weeks, my mind quieted down, the thoughts were less and less present, and I naturally became more aware, more present during my day. And over the years, I helped many clients to do the same. I taught them how to be as awareness, how to remain as awareness in their meditation time. And with as little as 10 minutes a day, or 2 times 10 minutes, their mind quieted down and they moved into living in the present moment within 2 or 3 months. So, what it is that actually reinforces the mind, and what it is about awareness that quiets the mind. The last video I recorded goes deeply into explaining the awareness and how I realized that the only meditation that quiets down is when you sit as awareness. Everything else reinforces the mind. So I will link it in the description and you can watch it. You see, the mind or ego is like a darkness. It doesn't really exist. Because what is darkness? Darkness is an absence of light. And when you bring light into the room, the darkness disappears naturally. There is nothing you need to do. You don't need to do anything with the darkness. Awareness is the same. When you remain as awareness in your meditation practice, the ego or the mind dissolves naturally and effortlessly because it never existed. It's your unawareness that makes the ego exist, or that makes the mind exist. So it is your awareness that transcends the ego. Nothing else will do. And this is why when you are meditating and you keep focusing on your breathing, or you connect with your higher self, or do any other meditations, you may achieve a bit of results, but from a longer time, you are still having thoughts. You are still reacting during the day because you are sitting in a meditation, but the mind is not quieting down. Actually, what it does is very tricky, and it finds a way how to reinforce itself. So one way how it reinforces itself is with feeling good. And I've been guilty of this because when I used to meditate, connect with my higher self, and or doing clearing my chakras, or any higher dimension meditations, when I would listen to those, what would happen is I would feel really good. I would feel blissful. I would feel like expansion. I would feel like I'm connecting with everyone, like I'm expanding into the universe that I am. All that is spiritual ego strengthening itself. And what it does is you have a belief, you believe that you're making effort because you have certain result. It feels good, you are doing it, it feels good, which means you are ascending or healing. But are you not in the meditation practice, but are you during your day living fully present, fully aware, being unshakably calm, not reacting to anything, anything, nothing moves you? No, you're not. Why? Because the mind is still active. The ego didn't quiet down. So this is why, as I said, I spent many years, and I had clients who spent many years meditating. And while again, it feels good, it doesn't quiet down the ego. It actually reinforces the ego. This is why Ramana Maharshi, when a devotees came to him, and if he would see someone meditating and literally smiling with the closed eyes, and the person would be sitting there for half an hour or 45 minutes and smiling and having like blissful expressions on his face, Ramana Maharshi would say, throw a bucket water on him, pour a bucket water over him to wake him up, because he's in the dream, he's in the illusion. The ego is very tricky. The ego is very subtle. So this is one thing I share with my clients, to be aware and not to fall for that. You should not be feeling bliss when you're meditating. You should not be feeling some extraordinary experience when you're meditating. You should not be feeling like expanding energy. None of it. None of it. You should not feel like you are communicating with God or communicating with the universe, or you're getting wisdom from the universe or getting wisdom from God. There is ego. All that is spiritual ego, strengthening itself and giving you illusion of spiritual progress. How can you listen to God's wisdom if everything is one and if you are all that is? You cannot. So if you listen, you're communicating with some higher dimension or higher entity. It's a dream state. You keep dreaming, just like this life is a dream state, but it's a spiritual dream created by the spiritual ego for you to think as a spiritual progress. So now how or what should you feel during meditation if not feeling good and blissful? Well, really, there is no feeling. There is just being. And being is not feeling. Being is just being. Being is very neutral. Being is like deep peace, deep stillness. And that is what you are when you rest as awareness. When you are just aware of the mind, of the ego, and all its constructs, and all its creations and illusions. And yes, at the beginning, it is very useful to sit with closed eyes. And just be aware in that position. But you don't need to sit in a lotus position. I do not sit in a lotus position when I practice awareness meditation, and my clients do not sit in a lotus position, because when you are aware, you can be aware anywhere. I am now aware in this chair. You can be aware lying on a bed. Again, do not feed your spiritual ego with certain position or asanas. Just be where you are. Be where you are and remain as you are. Don't change anything. Just rest as awareness. Just be aware. Because again, awareness is the light that transcends the ego, that transcends the mind. When you spend that time, what you used to spend in meditation, when you spend the same amount of time in just resting as awareness, you will see huge shift in your state. You're becoming calmer. Things or people that used to trigger you do not trigger you anymore. It's like it doesn't exist. The thoughts are not there, which used to be. You have just clarity. You are present, and you perceive things on a completely different level. You are, from moment to moment, you are living as awareness. And that is what life is about. Because you were not meant to work here, have free time here and fun here, and then sitting on the sofa in the lotus position and meditating, because there is some spiritual progress or spiritual path you are on and you need to do and you want to do. No, there is not here, there is not work here, and there is no fun here, and there is no meditation practice here. It's all ego. There is just life. And true meditation is being now, being here, being fully present, being fully aware. Not on the meditation chair, every single moment of your life, every single moment of your day. From the moment you wake up, you are present. The mind is still. You are aware of the mind sometimes, that thoughts come, but it doesn't move you. It's just the noise, just like cars driving by, and honking, or birds chirping outside. The thoughts, they are the same way. But you keep being the deep stillness, calmness that is aware of it all, but that remains unshakably calm. Whether you are working, whether you are outside with your friends, whether you are talking at the dinner table with your kids, Doesn't matter what you're doing, because in each moment you are being, and being is stillness. That is true meditation. Not meditating at all, life becomes a meditation. So start with 10 minutes a day with just being as awareness, rest as awareness, and see what happens. And I want to keep this video short, so I'm going to record a second part where I will explain and guide you through the awareness meditation, and you can use that at the beginning as a guidance, but down the road, practice on your own. Do not be dependent on any meditation. That's all spiritual ego. Use it at the beginning to practice, but then just rest as awareness and see how quickly within weeks you will shift into being fully present, into feeling peaceful, into being calm, into simply being.